Hey, how's it going, everyone? Sure is in here. I hope you're having a great day. I had actually like a short day, like a half day at work today. It was like a little bit shorter than what I usually do, and I was all for it. What the heck? Oh my goodness, that scared the heck out of me. Goodness gracious, it is huge. Ah, oh my goodness, this is not how I was expecting the start of this video. Corviknight, dude, he is a big boy. He is huge. Oh my goodness. How sick would it be like to ride you? Oh my gosh. Anyways, yeah, so I had a half day at work today. And I was really excited about it. Tonight we're going to celebrate uh, one of my friend's birthdays. Doing like a little get together for her and stuff. So I'm really excited. So that's kind of what I had to focus on today. Also, I learned if you right click the Pokemon with the Cobbledex, it like registers them, which is awesome. Because I've been like just oohing and awing at them and not when I could actually just right click on them. Be a little bit more helpful. But yeah, I hope you're having a great day. Yeah, work was actually like really great and it went by real quick. So, player red. Oh my goodness. Let's take our boat out across the water. We're looking for some apricorns today. But while I was at work, I thought of a topic. Kind of just organically. Like it wasn't something that I had thought about or planned to like maybe make a video about. I keep like a notebook of video ideas and stuff that kind of like pop in my head that like I feel like I have experience in. I could talk about. But I don't wait to like make that video until like something in my life happens relating to that, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to make that video now. You know, does that make sense? But so we're just, I'm just doing my thing at work, and kind of I was talking to my coworkers and the people that were around me about how like people can notice like when like you take like sacrifice quality for like quantity, or you're sacrificing you know you know quality and presentation just to be able to move on from the day faster and not put effort into it, like you probably see it in like food service and stuff, stuff like that. But what I was talking about was, and that's absolutely true and valid and something, but I got me thinking about how like, oh, that's cool, not to take shortcuts, and that all result like that's all the result of like proper discipline, which is a skill and something that I feel like I see very few people really like have. Like I don't see a lot of people on a day-to-day basis that have like a lot of really good discipline. And what do I mean by that? Not taking shortcuts, being disciplined. So growing up, my parents, I was very fortunate to have two parents there to support me and my brother, and help turn us into the I think great people that we are today. I'm very, very lucky and fortunate about all the the life lessons and stuff they taught us along the way. And so something I learned from my dad, who has just worked and worked and worked himself, not to death, because he's still around. I'm very lucky to still have my dad around, but just like there's so much value in that, and his work ethic that I think I inherited. I think I have an unmatched work ethic and desire to do a good job and do it the right way. I'm sick of this rain. It was raining last time I played. It's raining right now. But in real life, it's still... Honestly, it was 100 degrees, I think, today, where I am. And it's October. which is crazy. So I am ready for the rain in real life, but in game, you know, I do enjoy the sunshine and beautiful weather. But yeah, so growing up, I always had like my dad's work ethic instilled in me, which meant not taking shortcuts, not making sacrifices, you know, do the job, do your work properly in the right way the first time. That way you don't have to go back and redo it a second time. Now just think about that for a sec. Like, you know, you're doing your schoolwork. Oh, I've got 5 assignments, you know, this one's not graded, it doesn't matter. This one's graded, okay, this one's you know, has more weight to my grade, it's my final, it's a project or whatever. How do I divide my time evenly? I absolutely get that, and at some point you're going to have to start making sacrifices. But you can also still be able to do it in a way to where you're not cutting corners, taking shortcuts, you know. And learning to prioritize in that example is important. But like, let's say like when you're at work, you know, it's like, you know, you're just working like your first job. You're, you know, working at a restaurant, bussing tables. I did that. You're making coffee. I did that. You're working in a grocery store. I did that. You know, all those sort of things, you know, every customer, every person, every aspect of the job deserves the same amount of attention and, you know, assertiveness to detail. Right? They're probably like your first job. Like I looked at my demographic. Most of the people that watch my video are male, so I can relate to that. Nothing wrong with, you know, the female audience. I'm hopefully hoping to get more of a balanced viewership, but, you know, mostly male, so I can relate to that. And they are from the age of 17 to 24. So like that demographic is right up my alley for the lessons that I feel like I've learned and I want to make videos regarding. Not specifically for them, but just, you know, when you're working your first job and stuff, you know, want to make sure that you're doing a good job and stuff. And like even when you're at school, you know, it all carries over whether or not you think so. Like I'm sure you probably have like that one kid in class that, you know, really kind of just doesn't care, which is a bummer. But that one, maybe you're that person that's like, I have bigger, better things than school and class, and I'm just doing this to get it over with. You know, like I get it. You know, we've all been there. All felt like that. All had those days. Right on. Ooh, we got some boots. Right on. What's up, Tingly? What is Sizzlipede? Very cool. Just gonna chop down a couple trees real quick, hopefully get a couple saplings and replant the forest. I think the forest looks beautiful, and like there are Pokemon that actually kind of like live up in the trees, like the Pineco and stuff, you know. I chopped a tree down and like one fell out. I felt so bad. Like I just extracted this guy from his home. But yeah, so, you know, discipline and not taking shortcuts, you know, being attentive to your detail. It all matters and it all goes noticed. Like, for example, like, we'll take like attendance in school, you know. There's always, I know, in one of your classes or one of your previous classes, you know, there's always that one kid that, like, is never there or is always late and thinks it's okay, and they're like, the teacher always goes, you know, in college that won't fly. And in my experience, it was like 50-50. Some teachers either didn't care about attendance at all as long as you showed up and took the test, or they took attendance every day and, you know, you were docked points if you weren't there. It's 50-50, in all honesty. From out of all the schools that... Jeez, oh my goodness, I thought you were like a zombie. Oh, gosh. But, you know, I'm sure you've had a teacher go, you know, in college that won't fly, and, you know, they're like, oh, well, in college I'll actually try, or I'm not going to college, you know, so it doesn't matter. It's like, no, like, eventually you're probably going to have to work, you got bills to pay, you know, you're going to need some money, you're going to get a job. And let me tell you, there are very few places that I've worked at that were lenient with what time you showed up to work. Most of the time, they expected you to be early. And when I was, you know, like a boss, a manager, a supervisor, I always like, you know, I'm sure you've heard it. If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. You know. Oops. Already got you. And when you go for that interview, you know, very, very true. Stuff like, you know, as easy as that. Soccer practice, you know, baseball practice, you know, rehearsal, you know. It's better to be early and on time, prepared ahead, than like, you know, on time or rushing and, you know, get yourself hurt or something happen along the way, you know. Anyways, but so how does this discipline go into with not taking shortcuts? You know, well, when you develop that mindset, it's like a virus of, oh, it's okay to be, oh my pick already broke? That's a bummer. It's okay to be late because, you know, my job doesn't care about it, or, you know, college doesn't care about it, right? Just for the examples that I've been using, you know, that mindset spreads into every, you know, aspect of your life, you know. That's what hurts. It's all about the mindset. And that's the part that kind of can't be taught. It's, you know, learned. Like I said, I was very lucky to have parents that were always, you know, taking me and my brother to school, to practice, you know, super early. That way they were instilling this type of mindset. And I'm like, why are we here so early? Nobody else is here. It's not fair, you know. Or I could still be in bed sleeping, or I could still be playing with my friends, or whatever it is, you know. Whatever it may be. But I'm thankful now because I'm always on time. Always early. Early is on time in my book. And when you're like, you know, maybe working like your first job that's, you know, like customer service based, you know, people are paying for this stuff. Have you ever gone out to eat or gone to the store and it's like, oh, you know, like this isn't like, why do I feel like something was right there? Like, you know, you go through Starbucks, right? And you get your usual drink. And one day, you know, I'm sure you probably had it. It didn't look quite the same, or it didn't, you know, taste the same as it used to, you know. That's where somebody took the shortcut and thought it was okay. They thought, you know, you weren't deserving of, you know, the best quality, and you're the one paying for it, you know. Does that make sense? Is that a poor example? Like, quality is a choice. You know, you don't want to shortchange your work when you're doing your homework. You're like, yeah, it's important. Homework's a bummer. You can, you know, have that argument that it doesn't actually, you know, you know, do anything or whatever. It's like, you know, that's, you know, however you feel about homework. I think it's awesome. Let's grab a couple of these guys. Let's come back down here. This is awesome. And try to find my way back out. My point is, when you start taking your shortcuts on your homework, oh, you know what, like, I'm okay with the B, you know, this time around. I'll do better on the next test. Or, you know, I'm not going to really study this much because I did really good on the last test. And, you know, the semester's almost over. I don't really, you know, I'm happy with where my grade's at. And, you know, I know I'm not going to fail. So, you know, whatever I get is going to be okay. You know, as long as I get that passing grade. Don't sell yourself short. You know, if you, like I said, because that mindset's going to apply to, you know, every part of the job. What if, you know, every day you went through and you got your coffee at Starbucks or whatever, and every day it looked amazing. It tasted amazing. You know, that's what I would expect if I'm paying, you know, somebody to, you know, serve me some coffee or whatever it is, dinner, you know. I've worked in a lot of restaurants, and kind of like a high-end restaurant, you know. When people are paying, you know, dropping a, you know, full day, 2 days worth of work, you know, a couple $100 on just food for a couple hours, man, you best bet that I'm trying to give them the best time of their life, because you're paying for it, you know. And when you start to think like, oh, you know, I'm only going to try sometimes, that's where the virus, the you know, the mindset takes over. that, you know, it's okay to sell yourself short and, you know, take the shortcuts, cut corners, you know, sacrifice that quality. I know this video kind of contained like a lot of different, you know, topics, but I feel like it's all relatable, you know. I have days where it's like, oh, I'm scheduled at this time and I gotta get up early and I don't want to, you know, and it's like, oh, you know, I can sleep in 5 more minutes, or it's like, oh, you know, so-and-so's, you know, working today, it's you know, it's okay if I'm a little bit late. No, it's absolutely not, you know. Always try to put your best foot forward, you know, and it's a practice. Practice makes permanent, you know. You think all those athletes and stuff when they walk out, or, you know, musicians, gymnasts, you know, actors, you think when like they're doing a scene, they're only giving it, you know, actors like, you know, movie star, I don't know. What do you want to think of? You know, when somebody's giving that performance, you think that they're giving it like, you know, oh, I'm not really feeling it today, I'm just going to do like 80%, you know, or, you know, people are going to come see this and I don't really care about the scene, I don't like it, I don't think it's good, I'm not going to really try that much for it. You know, I have other scenes that I'm more passionate about and I care more about that I want to look better than this one. How, if you're always giving, you know, the 75, just the bare minimum, you know, the college try, how are you supposed to know what your 100% looks like? How are you going to ever, you know, what was that? What is going on here? Is there a Pokemon down here? Hello? Oh, man. Again, I should have brought another pickaxe. But my point is, if you're always looking to take that shortcut, you will never be satisfied with, like, your work. And the people around you aren't going to be satisfied with it. You know, we all know that one barista. You've probably seen, you know, a horror video on, like, you know, that video on TikTok or Instagram or whatever about a horror story from work that, you know, somebody, you know, went off at their Starbucks barista for, you know, the quality and, you know, not tasting right, or how upset they were, and then they just didn't care. And I understand working customer service, you can't really say or do anything about it. You just have to, like, try to make the customer happy. Like, I get it. But, you know, a lot of it can be avoided when you just do what you can in the moment. Give it your best shot, man. Hey, I'm not gonna, you know, if I'm not gonna be able to, like, work on this project tonight and not be able to devote 100% effort into making it the possible best project I can, I'm not gonna work on it tonight, you know. Hey, if I'm, you know, stocking these whoa. Ooh. I know those guys drop leather, and I need leather for a backpack, but he's a little bit of a higher level than I'm ready for. You know, I'm stocking the shelves at work. I'm making that coffee. You know, if it doesn't look right, if it doesn't look presentable, if I don't think, you know, it's deserving of somebody to pay money for, and then, you know, if they're not going to enjoy the experience or, you know, whatever, you know, you're doing, if my teacher is going to be dissatisfied with my work, you know, don't hand it in. And that's, you know, again, handing in something is better than nothing. But my point is that you should always be trying to do your best effort. And if you're not capable in the moment, you need to circle back and find a way or time when you can give your best effort. I feel like we're starting to get all over the place. And now it's beautiful and, you know... What is this guy? Ditto? Oh, you look so happy. I could run around all day just clicking on Pokemon. Oh, goodness. But I hope you take this makes sense. Like I said, I'm around a lot of younger kids, we'll say, you know, younger adults, you know, adolescents that are learning and really, you know, look to me for advice and inspiration and motivation. Staravia? I'm hopping around. That's so cool. You know, so I had to make sure I'm being a good role model. And this is absolutely advice that I would tell any of those kids that I get to talk to every day. You know, Just always try your best. You deserve it, and the people around you deserve it. And when you find yourself, consistently not trying your best, and you realize it, like, the people around you realize it too. It's all like, in the moment, you might think that behavior is okay. Like, it's okay not to try my best. It's okay, hand in this assignment late, not study for this test. What's the big deal? It's not that important. Like I said, that mindset is going to hold you back a lot as you, get older, as you go for that job. Oh, look at this guy. Talonflame? Looks so good. Oh, I gotta start making some more Pokeballs. I gotta get busy. Red. Hey, Red. Terry. Terry just looks like he's about to just beat me up. Not get in a Pokemon battle. Liam? If you think it's okay to show up late for school and, not care about your attendance and tardiness, how are you ever gonna, expect that promotion? And I've been on the other side about talking to people, like, in like a, okay, like, this is like an adult setting. You're adult, you have to be responsible for your behavior, and if your behavior is unacceptable, it has to be corrected by these means. And, we talk about it. It's not the funnest conversation to have, but I care, so I want them to listen and take it to heart. And I've talked to a lot of people that have been like, I don't understand why I'm not deserving of this or that position, or, getting these responsibilities, or, I show up every day and I do my job, and it's like 9 out of the 10 people that I've ever had to like talk to about it. I've talked to more than 10, but say 90% of the time, they're like, okay, yes, you do show up. I appreciate you for showing up every day, but you show up every day and you have attitude problems, or you show up every day and you're late. It's like, well, so-and-so, it's the little stuff that builds into the bigger stuff. Like I said, attendance is a really great thing to, start focusing on and build that discipline, because it's going to, it's a universal tool. It's going to carry over into everything else, and it's a mindset. You are disciplining yourself to develop that mindset on how to, not take shortcuts. How to put your best foot forward and just try your best. When, I'm having a hard day and I'm like, hey, I don't know what I can do today. I don't, I'm not feeling 100%. I don't know if I'm capable, but I'm like, I wake up every day. I'm like, I'm just going to try my best. Because I know I'm going to be happier if I did try my best than knowing like, oh, I'm not feeling it today. I'm just, I'm going to be in a grumpy mood, and, I don't want to deal with people today. That's not fair. As long as I know I'm trying my best. And I always encourage everyone on my team. It's like, I don't, as long as you do your best, that's all I ask. That's all you can ask. You can't ask for much more than that. Somebody to try their best. I'm sure you probably have like parents that try to say that. Teachers, the effort is what, like I said, trying to make that effort of always trying your best is what is going to build that discipline. But I feel like I've talked about a lot of the topics. This was a little bit of a, more unorthodox talking video, because it just, it kind of hit me today when I was working, and I was like, wanted to get these ideas and thoughts out. And that's all these videos are, just thoughts and ideas kind of just running around in my head that I feel like, one person out there could benefit from. Look at Taylor. Looks so cool. See if I can get a good thumbnail lined up. I don't know. But thank you for watching this video. Thank you for listening. I hope you're having a great day. I hope tomorrow is an even better day. And I just encourage you, again, just remember, just try your best. Put your best foot forward, and that's all that matters. And if you try your best, you cannot fail. I appreciate you for being here. Thank you so much. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll catch you later.